Hello, my name is Chris, and today we're going to be emulating two interviews, one being from a slave owner's perspective and the other being from an abolitionist perspective. To start, we're going to begin with the abolitionist perspective. So, what were the dangers of the Underground Railroad?
Well, it was filled with danger. We would usually escape by night. Keep your eye on the North Star was the watchword. This was to let you know that we're going north. The person helping out faced their own dangers as well. They could face huge fines, and even worse, deep down south, included but not limited to whipping, prison, or hanging. First, it is a very hard decision just due to the comfort and lack of knowledge of what's outside. Slavery is not only a physical prison, but a mental one as well. It can be very hard to leave. A lot of us don't know how to read, and we have no knowledge of the land outside of the 20-mile radius. The fear of leaving and getting caught is overwhelming. There are good rewards for captured slaves.
What was your opinion on Uncle Tom's Cabin?
Amazing book. As an abolitionist, I completely support it. It sold over 300,000 copies first year. It was the second best-selling book of my time, right behind the Bible. The book was also read worldwide, and mostly everyone read the book.
What do you think of Nat Turner's rebellion?
I think it's a step in the right direction. Do I think what they did was right? No. But the white folks have done far worse than the deaths that took place during the rebellion. The number of black deaths was far greater than the amount of death during the rebellion.
What is your opinion on John Brown's Harper's Ferry?
I think it was a step in the right direction that would eventually lead to the Civil War. I say it kinda ignited a nationwide uprising against slavery.
Now we are going to be taking a look through the slave owner's perspective. So, Mr. Slave Owner, what is it like to be a slave owner?
Well, I own another human being. There's inherently a relationship of conflict due to limiting humans' wishes. There's also a huge power imbalance. I have many legal rights over my slave. This usually leads to anger or resentment towards me, which gives me a bit of fear. This fear leads me to be violent and brutal, and I am backed up by the law, so it's not that bad.
So, what usually happens when your slave escapes?
I mean, usually I'll tell one of my friends or acquaintance that my slave ran away, and we'll create flyers and state the $400 to $1,000 usually range reward, depending on how valuable he is and if he committed any crimes. But yeah, we usually post up a flyer of about $400 to $1,000 reward for the slave.
So, what do you think of your slaves?
Well, I believe they're a bit lazy. The general public interprets slaves resisting work as lazy and unintelligent. In Washington's words, actually, believed his hired workers were incapable of independent work without his constant vigilance.
How do you feel about Nat Turner's rebellion, the execution?
Well, I believe it is fair for what the Negroes have done to the innocent white men, women, and children.
So, how do you feel about Uncle Tom's Cabin? Well, everybody reads it up here in the North. A lot of young men that read the book would be the same men that would fight in the Civil War. It's popular here in America and also the other side of the ocean, surprisingly. But deep down south, the white folks are not big fans of the book. Their counter argument is that slavery promotes economic growth and that the book is not helping out with that.